You would not call yourself a dreamer. Not if you don't want to get deported.
More funk and groovin' than Clarvic Nougat.
There's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited.
I was just aging.
You're like a fine wine or milk.
You're listening to The Hijack.
Hey, poor! Hey, poor! Hey, poor! You don't have to be poor anymore! Jesus is here!
DJ Zlane. This is The Hijack. Thank you for listening on iTunes, Google, Spotify. Thank you to the hostages. The hostages join us every single Thursday. I keep saying Friday because we used to do it Friday mornings. It's every single Thursday. We do it every single Thursday between 8 and 9. And we do it on the DJ Zlane Facebook page. That is how you can participate. That is how you can join us on the Facebook Live. And then you can download the show and subscribe on iTunes, Google, and Spotify. We have a hell of a packed show for you today. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's see here. All right, let's do this. So, yeah, no, this is a special episode because it's one of the few times that the show encompasses all three themes of The Hijack. As I've explained before, the podcast journey that I started in 2008 with the Irreverent Podcast, which had to do with religion. The show had a couple of incarnations since then. It's back on the end.fm. You can check it out there. A few years ago, I decided to start another podcast. I started The Hijack, and it was me and a guy named Greg Runch, who's now a frequent host of the show. Frequent TikToker, and he actually named the show The Hijack back in 2014. After that, we had some co-hosts, changed the name a couple times. Most notably, we had the 5-Minute Professor and Benji Bear Boom Boom Paris, among other people. And if that wasn't enough, though, I wanted to have another show, a show with music. And so I started the Green Room Sessions. So after a few years and several employment and political derailment scares, usually from shit that I said, Ben and the Professor had to leave the show. So now the Hijack is once again for me to do what I want. And it's 3 shows in one. Now it's The Hijack, the Irreverent Hijack, and the Funkin' Groovin' Hijack. All an unholy trinity of programming for your ear holes. You can now find it, all 3, under one name, The Hijack. So with COVID basically destroying the lives of hundreds of thousands of people in my industry in particular, entertainment. I know others, but right now we're going to concentrate on the entertainment industry because, frankly, that's who is on the microphone right now. And frankly, you're being entertained, and it's probably for free, so shut up. So with COVID destroying hundreds of thousands of lives in the entertainment industry, my personal life has gotten into a bit of an upheaval. I've had to rely heavily more on production and content creation other than DJing, which is what I would say a 60-40 split. So the content creation and production for myself and my clients has really taken over a lot of what I'm doing. So I've had to rely on that. So if you're listening to this, I want to thank you, first of all. There's been an uptick in the numbers, and I appreciate you listening to the show and subscribing on all the different platforms. I don't do this a lot, but I'm going to ask you to do me a solid. What I need you to do is I want you to go to The Hijack on iTunes, Google, and Spotify, and I want you to rate and review the show. This helps the podcast robots recommend me to similar tastes. So people that listen to similar podcasts, they get the recommendation. The show grows. I don't think I need to tell you how that works. But yeah, so now with that out of the way, we have 3 guests on the show that represent each one of the themes of The Hijack. My first guest is the author of a book called God Doesn't Suck, But Your Chronic Illness Does. Britt Walker joins us to talk about her journey writing a book about something so personal while also keeping her faith, because frankly, well, we'll talk about it. The book is now on Amazon for 99 cents for a limited time. And in the second segment, we have Florida man and hurricane slayer Lane Pittman. He's the guy that went viral headbanging during one of the hurricanes here in Florida a few years ago. He's back again doing the same headbanging to different songs and for a different hurricane, this time Hurricane Laura. As silly as this sounds, this speaks to the activism and the current event side of the show. So we're going to talk to him about what else he's doing to help the people out there, and maybe we could see how you as a listener can also help. We're going to close out the show with a very special guest. All of my guests are special, but this one's very special to my heart because he plays a big part of my Christmas celebrations. We're going to talk to Tommy Sunshine. He's an underground electronic music legend and activist. He's a staple in the electronic music stages across the country, but nearest and dearest to my heart is Tampa's own Hallucination Before Christmas. So shout out to Monk and Brian and everybody else that puts that thing together. Corey. We're going to talk to him about how vocal he is about his activism through music and how unapologetic he is to his approach, using his celebrity to further his cause. Also, I want to talk to him about when the fuck we're going to get back to getting rowdy like we used to again. So yeah, I would definitely need to do that. All of that and obviously your comments when we return. We're going to take a break and come back. And when we come back, we will start the show with Britt Walker. Britt is going to join us to talk about God Doesn't Suck, but Your Chronic Illness Does, right here on The Hijack on the N.FM.